Death Proof is a 2007 slasher thriller written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. It is the second half of his collaboration with Robert Rodriquez, Grindhouse. Death Proof stars Kurt Russell, Sidney Poitier, Vanessa Ferlito, Zoe Bell, Rose McGowan and Rosario Dawson. Three friends, Jungle Julia, Arlene and Shanna, are planning a big night out before going to Shanna's parents' cabin by the lake for a mini vacation. Unbeknownst to Arlene, radio DJ Julia had promised her listeners earlier that day if they recited the poem titled Little Butterfly, then their best friend would grant them a lap dance. When the girls arrive at Warren's bar, the local jocks catch wind of their vacation plans and intend to bribe them with drink in order to persuade them to bring them along. At the bar is a mysterious man who resembles a relic from a time gone by. The group ponder and stare at him whilst he props up the bar eating nachos and throwing back non-alcoholic beverages. Pam, who is a former high school nemesis of Julia, requests that somebody gives her a lift home. The strange gentleman boldly gestures by tossing his keys along the bar. Taken aback by his rapid willingness, Pam immediately questions who he is. He introduces himself as Stuntman Mike, and Pam becomes rather quite intrigued by his bizarre occupation. When reciting what he thinks to be quite a resounding resume, he is met by furrowed brows and shrugged shoulders from the bar's other patrons, who have no knowledge of any of the shows or movies he has just listed. This leaves Mike feeling rather dismayed. In an effort to inflate the stuntman's spirits, Pam informs him of Jungle Julia's lap dance competition. Feeling like he is a shoo-in to receive a dance from the lovely Arlene, Mike approaches her cocksure. Just by simply reciting a verse of Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening, Arlene will instantly become tangled into his spell. To his dismay, Arlene refuses to grant him his reward. Enraged by her denial, Mike threatens to file Arlene's name under chicken shit in his little black book. To avoid being listed in Stuntman Mike's bad books, Arlene grants him his much coveted lap dance. At the end of the night, when Warren's clients are going their separate ways, Pam is startled by the skull and crossbones that adorn the hood of Stuntman Mike's 1969 Dodge Charger. He assures Pam that the Dodge is totally safe and has been modified to withstand high-impact crashes. But unfortunately, neither Pam nor the rest of Warren's patrons will be availing of any of the Charger's advancements. Where Rodriguez achieved his retro look with the use of digital trickery, Tarantino achieved this look by using much more practical methods. At times you could be fooled into thinking you are actually watching a film from the 1970s. The effect worked so well that many audiences in the UK who saw Death Proof separate from Grindhouse complained about the projectionist not doing his work right and demanded their money back. When questioned how he attained such an authentic look, Tarantino replied that he wiped the film strip with his behind. Fortunately for moviegoers, Tarantino adopted the much more sanitary method of scratching the film strip with steel wool before attaching it to the rear of his car and proceeding to drive around the parking lot. Tarantino, who has a certain knack for resurrecting the careers of film stars from the 1970s and 80s, does so again with Kurt Russell. In a bizarre turn of events, Russell, who is famously known for playing the hero, gives a fantastic performance as the sadistic Stuntman Mike. I believe the reason why the character of Stuntman Mike works so well is because at times he appears as if he could be your best friend, where in actual fact he is a cold-hearted killer equipped with a death-proof car. Uma Thurman's stunt double from Kill Bill, Zoe Bell, plays a fictionalised version of herself in the second segment of this feature. Although some may say she is lacking in acting ability, she more than makes up for it by effortlessly pulling off her own death-defying stunts. Tarantino, who loads the use of CGI when it is not required, wanted to provide the audience with a totally authentic car chase, reminiscent of the good old days, where the risk of injury or even death was totally a real thing. Tarantino, who cut his teeth for directing action when making Kill Bill, decided to test how high his talent ceiling was by attempting to direct the most thrilling car chase to be seen this decade, a feat he totally succeeds at. To keep ahead of the Charger and Challenger cars that were going at 100 miles per hour, the camera truck had to keep ahead of them by going at the ferocious speed of 110 miles an hour. Producer Robert Rodriguez declined to hop aboard the truck with Tarantino after taking into account that he was the father of 5 children. In an effort to build tension, the pace of the movie can seem to slow rapidly. This works fantastically the first time around, as you have no idea when the stuntman is going to pounce next, but on a second viewing it causes the movie to drag at times. Remember, once again, this film is paying homage to a medium of cinema that has been defunct for almost 30 years now, so it is making the effort to look rough and ready. If you go into Death Proof knowing this, you are certain to have a good time. For fans of John Carpenter's Halloween or Escape from New York, Definitely make sure to check out Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof.
Do I frighten you? Is it my scar?
It's your car.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. It's my mom's car.